Dawn, love. How long have you been sat down here?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, I'll put the kettle on. You look like you could do with a brew.
I'm fine, I've got one going cold somewhere.
All the more reason to make you another.
Dad, I don't even know where she slept last night.
I know, but I'm sure social services are doing the best they can for her.
What, like they did when they took her away?
You knew the authorities would have to get involved. I mean, all right, it could have been handled more sensitively, but...
Sensitively? Are you serious?
I'm just saying.
Well, don't, because you sound like you're in cahoots with Harriet.
I never condoned what she did.
Because no one could, Dad. She put following the rules in front of a petrified child who just found out her mum was dead.
I take it you're talking about Harriet.
Who else?
As misguided as it was, she wouldn't have done it lightly, you know that.
Misguided. She's ruined everything. And she made us look irresponsible.
And with Dawn. Harriet's loyalty should have been to you, no one else.
Too right they should. Which is why she'd better watch out next time I see her. Tell him I want a picture of a guinea pig. Which doesn't mean that I've changed my mind about getting some. Yeah. Thanks. Right, bye.
How are you doing?
Yeah, all right. Billy's taken Lucas to a petting zoo.
With guinea pigs, I heard.
Just thought it was good for him to get out with everything that's going on. Have some fun.
I'm sure he'll have a great time.
Thanks for the pyjamas. And for letting us stay, obviously.
Don't mention it.
Guess I'll have to go collect our stuff. Means we won't borrow anything else, at least.
It's not a problem if you do. My home's your home for as long as you need it.
Really?
Possibly even a spot by the stables for some guinea pigs. Ready access to hay, too. Any word from social services?
Said they'll be here any time now.
You're really worried about this girl, aren't you?
Well, I remember what it was like. Being put into care. Realising no one was coming to get you.
Not sure I can imagine.
Social services try the best. And some kids are lucky, like Lucas was with Ted and Carol, but not all.
No.
And the worst thing is, Harriet knows that. The amount of times that she said to me, I wish things could have been different for you. And look, here we are again. Hi, Janet. Hi. How's Clemmy?
She's good. Yeah.
You told Clemmy that we didn't call you, right? I just needed to know that.
Whilst I understand your emotional involvement here, Dawn, it's paramount we put Clemmy's needs first.
You think I don't want that too?
Nevertheless, what Clemmy needs right now is certainty and stability, to feel safe.
Oh, is that why social services basically prized her away from me to make her feel safe?
There's always going to be an unavoidable adjustment process for any child.
Which is code for Clemmy doesn't know which way is up. Look, I just want to know she's okay.
Clemmy's been very guarded so far. She's had a huge shock learning of her mother's death, on top of an extremely unsettled, inadequate home environment.
Which is why I needed to let me help her.
And the fact that you're now using your father's home as your contact address, but were living elsewhere yesterday? I'll be honest, Dawn, it doesn't suggest complete stability.
Okay, that's not fair. Something happened that was out of my control, and I'm here now. And look around you. What wouldn't Clemmy have here? And me and Beth, we were best mates. At least I could talk to her about her mum.
As can our counselling team. I assure you, Dawn, our main focus right now is helping Clemmy get settled into foster care.
So you're not even going to consider me as a suitable carer? You're just going to shove her with strangers? How does that make sense?
I didn't say you couldn't be considered, but there's a strict process to undergo before a huge decision like that could be made. Surely you appreciate that from your past experience with Lucas.
Ah, so that's why you don't trust me with Clemmy? Because Lucas was in care? You think I'm not fit to have her? Well, I am. I promise you.
Comfy up there, is it? On the moral high ground?
Him. This really isn't your battle.
It is if it concerns my family.
Sorry. Your family?
What's happening?
Well, I'm no psychic, but I think Kim's about to wade into something she knows nothing about.
Perhaps because I recognise betrayal when I see it.
What about child welfare? Repercussions if Dawn had stayed quiet any longer?
Repercussions for your career, you mean? If you're not seen to be playing by the book.
Now, hang on a minute.
Oi, pack it in, you two. Is this something you really want to discuss in the middle of the street?
Yeah, I'll discuss this anywhere you like. Seeing as I'm the only person who's acted responsibly here.
God, you're full of it.
No, I'm right, actually. You can't swerve child protection processes by stamping your feet. That would be insane.
And what if all this paints Dawn in a bad light because of your interfering? You should have trusted her to handle things her way.
I was trying to help. Do what was needed. Will. No, back me up here, please.
Just steer clear of us all from now on, eh?
No one's questioning your parenting abilities, Dawn. But the fact remains Lucas hasn't long been back in your care.
Yeah, and he's doing amazingly. Surely your files back that up.
Nevertheless, we'd be cautious about placing another child, especially a vulnerable child, with you so soon.
Yeah, and there's a process, I get that. Just tell me what I need to do, please.
You'd need to undergo a kinship assessment initially.
Okay, great, I can do that.
There's no guarantee you'd be approved, however. There's also the possibility other family members could come forward in the meantime.
Only from what Jade said, there is no one. That's why the poor kid's in this state.
Then, if you were possibly considered suitable, we'd carry out a more detailed assessment. The whole process could take up to 16 weeks.
So I'd be uprooting her again. I can't make her wait that long.
These things can't be rushed, I'm afraid.
No, you don't understand. We were making really good progress with her.
So what are you going to call him?
Probably Peggy or Steve.
We all want the same here. What's best for Clemmy?
Well, why is no one asking Clemmy what she thinks is best?
Hey,
We
bud.
will be doing...
You say you were busting for a loo 5 minutes ago?
You said to me, I
Oh,
promise
yeah.
you, I should probably get going. We can follow up what we've talked about over the phone.
Okay, and you will crack on with the paperwork and stuff, won't you? Because the sooner that we can legally foster Clemmy, the better.
Dawn, what are you doing?
What does it look like? I don't want to live with a liar and a backstabber.
And I'm neither of those things. Look, don't stop this, please. It's crazy.
Do you know what's also crazy? Me trusting you to keep a scared child safe. Because you didn't trust me, did you? Or you wouldn't have gone behind my back.
Clemmy is still safe.
Yeah, in the broadest sense of the word. But she still spent last night in another strange house with no clue what's going on. And she's just lost her mum. Her world is over.
And I am so sorry for what she's going through, but that doesn't change the facts. You still had a duty of care to report Clemmy's whereabouts to the authorities.
And I was going to. And I had a duty of care to my best mate to do right by her daughter because no one else gave her stuff.
Only the longer you held on to her, the worse it was going to look to social services. I was trying to look out for you.
Like you tried to look out for me when you moved in with my dad, and you pretended to be my mum, and you sent me to care too.
That's not fair.
Yeah, but it's true. Because if you knew what it felt like to lose your house and lose a parent, you would have never made that phone call.
Thanks. Don't you think you should have gone with her?
She said that if Harriet was there, she wanted to see her on her own.
I suppose agreeing to be in the same room could be a start.
Won't bank on it.
No, I don't think I would either.
Now, you know what's weird? 2 days ago, we didn't even know that Clemmy existed. Now, all of a sudden, Dawn's telling social services that she wants to foster her.
What? Since when?
No idea. I just overheard her talking to the social worker earlier.
You haven't discussed it?
Yeah, we agreed to ask if Clemmy could stay with us until she found something longer term, but...
Well, that's pretty massive then, eh?
Yeah. I mean, I get that Clemmy needs a good home, but why does it have to be ours?
Which is why she needs to talk to you about it. She's always been the same. Once she gets an idea into her, she's just blinkered to everything else.
We were talking about having kids ourselves once we got our own place. Surely fostering Clemmy puts all that on hold, right?
You can't just pluck a child out of the home and not tell anyone.
She had no home without Beth.
And your instinct to remove her was right. But child protection services exist for a reason, Dawn.
How many times were we going to call them? But you couldn't resist telling them that a child had gone missing in our care.
You're just twisting everything!
Am I? You must have thought how it'd make us look.
OK, say Billy hadn't found Clemmy when he did. Say she'd still been missing.
Yeah, but she wasn't. She was just upset.
Still, think about it. How would the authorities have viewed that? She wasn't officially supposed to be here.
Oh, here she goes, banging on about the rules again.
Grow up, Dawn.
You weren't worried about the rules when you were burying him alone, were you? But a neglected child, whoa, hang on.
I was protecting you.
Oh, you dirty little secret.
You're actually serious.
You know, you bang on about caring for me and protecting me, but it's all garbage. You don't understand any of this because you have never been a mother.
What?
You heard?
Dawn. I love you like you're my daughter, you know I do.
Well, spare me, because I will never forgive you for what you've done to me. Or Clemmy. You and me, we are done.